Hello everybody, my name is Benji and welcome back to Satisfactory, where today I'm actually going to record a stream recap video, and I'm not going to forget like I did with the last two with the turbo motors. But anyway, what's happening currently in today's stream is we're going to be fixing our nuclear fuel problem. I posted a video a couple of days ago regarding the Update 6 news that beacons are leaving and that everything is going to go to shit because beacons are leaving and my nuclear fuel plant runs on the beacon recipe. So today's main objective is essentially just to get a factory automating nuclear fuel rods so that we can stockpile them and just have them for future use. And that's literally all that we're doing today. So I have a little bit of a plan ready to go. This is our platform. We are in this section of the world with this little dip here. And we're going to be using the standard recipes for everything. So for the encased uranium cells, we're going to be using this blender recipe that has the sulfuric acid looping problem, which sucks, but in all honesty, it's kind of a necessary evil at this point. And then we're going to use this recipe because I can just hand feed this stuff in, and because beacons don't work later down the road. So I can't do the beacon recipe, so we have to do this recipe here, the uranium fuel rod, not the uranium fuel unit. Also, apparently it says this is the standard recipe. That's wrong. That's not the standard recipe. That's an alternate recipe. I promise you that. But I have a couple of numbers. We're going to be making 4 rods per minute, which requires 400 uranium, which we're going to get from this cave. This cave, which is not loading, apparently. But the actual uranium node is somewhere up here in the cave. We're going to be sending a train up that tunnel and then back down with the uranium. We're going to be using the limestone here to make the concrete. There's a water well way over there. Let me see if I can actually get all the way zoomed in. There's a water well over there. We're going to be tapping for the concrete and the sulfuric acid. And last but not least, we're going to be running a drone because the nearest sulfuric acid is all the way up here. So we'll be running a drone for that, and I'll just be putting a bunch of batteries and stuff there. Because of the fact that we're going to be looping sulfuric acid, for anybody that wants to do this, and I might honestly make a tutorial for this alternate recipe because it'll be pretty handy, is 3 of these systems can run a 4th system, where all 4 systems are running sulfuric acid back into the start of the 4th system. So there's a little bit of looping that happens, or what you could do instead if you wanted was have 4 systems and then run a 5th off of the sulfuric acid from the previous 4 systems. I'm just going to be doing the 3 because I'm already over. Actually, you know what? I could technically do the 5. Actually, that might not be... no. See, the problem with the 5th... The problem with adding the 5th, I remember now. The problem with adding the 5th system is the fact that then you have more sulfuric acid. So it's a ratio of 3 to 4. I'm glad I'm not currently recording a guide. But we're going to get started on that. First thing I want to do is resource acquisition. So we're going to go on ahead, we're going to run the train and claim the uranium node that's up there. And we're going to run everything else for the concrete, the water, and the drone for the sulfur that is way over there. And that'll be an update for YouTube. At this point, we have hooked in the drone for the sulfur, for the sulfuric acid. We tapped our water node over there and grabbed all of the water. Yes, it looks messy. This is temporary, and I just want to get it up and running ASAP. Like, that's what I want to do. Then we have our limestone here, going into the first machine, the refinery, making concrete. The next 5 are all for sulfuric acid. And then we have our uranium being gathered here. You can see with the little haze there, yeah, we're getting uranium. So next up is essentially just routing all of this properly and getting it into all of the systems, which I'm going to have to figure out with the blenders and the recycling of the sulfuric acid and stuff. So that's going to be another little bit of a boop, and I'll try to be in the same spot, but no promises. Alright, I'm not sure how seamless of a transition that was, but it's probably at least somewhat decent. So we have the blenders in now. The sulfuric acid is coming out of the refineries. Sorry, mind the chunk quarter. The concrete is coming out of the refinery as well. And the concrete splits along a belt that goes on top of a belt of uranium, and then the pipe of sulfuric acid goes over top. The pipe for the sulfuric acid coming from the refineries is separated from the output pipe of sulfuric acid that goes from all 4 systems back into the 4th system here. Each system is a system of 2, which is why we have 8 machines. The next piece of everything here is 10 manufacturers, which I honestly am either going to have to do another floor for, or if I do 0.5 or 0.4 times 2.5, that gets me 1. We're making 4 rods. Well, guess what? That would be 4 manufacturers. I might be able to fit 4 manufacturers in here and then just fully overclock them all. I don't know for sure if that'll fit properly in here. Or if I may as well just go on ahead and add a floor on top of the blenders and make it there. I think I'm honestly gonna just do the new floor. Yeah, I'll do the new floor, and then we'll come back and see everything hopefully working. Here's keeping my fingers crossed, that's for certain. And with that all said and done, we have the manufacturers in, and we have them raised on this platform to fit them with 4 fully overclocked as a recommendation from J. Marshall in the chat. Thank you very much, good sir, for the recommendation here. Much appreciate the fact that I was able to make it compact. So we should have everything at this point in time. We've got the drone port completely ready to go. The drone should be moving. Ah! No, I know why. Wait, what? Okay. Yes? Is that gonna work now? It should. That should work now. And with the addition of that, I still have fly fast on. Hang on. Fly medium. There we go. And with the addition of that, now we can bring in our nuclear material. Turn that on. And everything should work properly. I am going to put this on, that way I'm not taking damage. You can see the concrete is already flowing, so that's very good. I used the word should, apparently that's bad. Everything has been built to calculation at this point, so assuming my calculations are right, this will work. Hence the should. Drone is working, so drone is fine. I know the train is fine. That's the wrong train. Where is the train? There it is. It's up here. So the train is fine. We know that for a fact. The drone is now currently delivering. I brought in batteries. That way it has fuel for the entire time. And there goes the sulfur. What's the transfer rate? It should give us that. 4 stacks per minute. If it's 4 stacks per minute, that's 400. We only need 240 per minute, so that is perfect. there's the sulfuric acid. It is now moving. This is good. We do have the overflow gates here, or rather the flow regulator gates. That way it can't go back into the outputs. Here comes our irradiated materials now, which means it's about to get spicy, which is why I have a hazmat suit. I can't wait for them to do the change with all of the equipment so I can wear my hazmat suit and my jetpack slash hoverpack at the same time, and I don't have to cheat using this mod to fly around for the camera. Although it helps me get better angles anyway, so I much prefer it. And that's gonna get dropped in. All of the sulfuric acid is more than likely in the machines at this point. And we can go on ahead and grab this as well. Injected input 310. Required output 240. Well, yeah, it only requires like 4.2 refineries, but I just bumped it. Hey, there go the blenders. Look at that. Blenders are moving, blenders are grooving. And we're gonna see if our sulfuric acid overflow system is actually working properly. There goes some sulfuric acid coming out of the machines. Not enough as of yet. That doesn't make any sense. Because this is 40 per minute. 2 of that means 80 per minute. We have 8 machines doing 10 per minute going into it. So that's correct. That's correct. This mod doesn't know what it's talking about. This is fine. So that's good. What? What the heck happened here? What? I'm so confused. What happened? What happened? How did electromagnetic control rods get on this belt? I'm so confused. How did this happen? I have no idea how this happened. I am at such a loss on how that could have occurred. Like that should not have happened. What? Is this what I get for saying the word assuming and saying the word should? Like, is this my punishment for that? What in the world, man? That's wild. That is so wild. I think that is the craziest factory bug I have ever encountered. And why is it still happening? Like, I'm so confused. Okay, so that's a full belt of those. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck happened there. Like, what went wrong? That is such a mystery. I have to I don't want to say that word now. It more than likely was me misclicking when I put in the elevator belts. And I misclicked and hit the merger instead. Also, yeah, Marshall is correct in chat. I should have identified the problem before I just started rebelting things like this. But at this point, if it happens again, I'm gonna do that. I have to say that that's what the problem was that I misclicked a belt. And this was the result. Because look at the positioning there. But that one's the, yeah, reinforced beams. And they were only so yeah, that is what I did. That is what I did. That is what I did. Okay. I put this in the electromagnetic control rod belt into the merger on accident. That's what happened. That's what happened. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's what happened. Okay. Okay. No, not that. Not that. That was just me being blind. I can't see. That's all that was just me being blind. I can't see. It's fine. It's fine. Crisis averted. Why is this not getting uranium? Oh. There we go. That's why it wasn't getting uranium. Oh, this was a mess. This was such a mess. What in the world? Oh my goodness, what in the world? What have I done? I'm a failure. I am such a failure. Thank you, Holland, by the way. Okay, sulfuric acid is coming out of these pipes, going into this one, and going this way. Alright, alright, alright. Okay. Crisis averted, I think. And I know I probably shouldn't say I think, but still. I'm gonna say it anyway. Also, the tree's back. This tree will not go away. It doesn't matter how many times I blow it up, but that tree will not go away. Alright. Alright, as soon as we see... Okay, we've got rods now. We've got rods. Bugs removed. We have rods. We're fine. The train's moving and grooving. The drone is moving and grooving. We're fine. We're fine. It's okay. Oh, it was such a mess. Alright, well, anyway. That is... this factory online and complete, but we are going to go on ahead and start moving on to our next project, which involves getting our trains all the way over here, and then starting some train logic stuff for the new factory that we're going to make, because we can finally move on to my actual goal for this save file, which is a whole shit ton of nuclear pasta. I think my current plans for nuclear pasta are 4 per minute. That's currently the adjusted plan. The original plan was 10 per minute, but that's a lot of work and machines, and I don't want to burn myself out on that. And if I burn myself out on that, I'm not going to have any motivation to play Satisfactory for a while, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, current goal is 4 per minute over in the Dune Desert. So we're going to go get started on that, and that will be the next update that you guys get. So BRB. So I've decided for the rest of stream, what I'm gonna do is set up my train stuff and any of my personal, like, logistics kind of things that I need to do. And I'm not actually gonna start automating anything yet. I'm gonna save that for next stream. So I figured for a little bit of the last portion of today, what I can do is go over the plan. And plans require spreadsheets. So here we are with my custom spreadsheet for nuclear pasta. We have the desired output here, the amount of power it's going to draw, how many loops we're going to need, particle accelerators we're going to need. Yeah, it needs 1,920 copper ore, which is 4 pure copper nodes, which is like almost the entirety of the Dune Desert, by the way. Just putting that out there now. And then we've got the water here that we need, 1,280. Obviously, we need radio control units and fused modular frames. For the pressure conversion cubes, radio control units have their whole thing with crystal oscillators, computers, aluminum casing requiring the bauxite, which is why we have drones on the west coast currently, for all of this wonderful stuff here. Which this aluminum scrap, the instant scrap alternate recipe, is actually the best bauxite recipe in the game. It has the same ratio as the one that uses the petroleum coke, but it doesn't actually use any oil product. It only uses sulfuric acid instead, which is honestly pretty nice. But it does still give you the water, you know. That's a pretty normal thing. So in addition to all of that, we've got the crystal oscillators. We're using the crystal computer alternate recipe, and we're also using the electrode circuit board recipe for the circuit boards, so that we're not using copper at any point in the rest of the processing. We're only using copper for the copper powder, and that's literally it. That's all we're using copper for. Everything else is iron. Aluminum ingots are just aluminum casing and the actual aluminum ingots. Nitric acid is just the nitrogen gas, water, and iron plates, which is iron. Fuel is obviously just fuel. It's fuel. Heavy modular frames are literally just concrete and steel, so coal and iron. The only thing that uses oil are the fuel and the circuit boards. The only thing that uses any sort of aluminum are the aluminum ingots, and only copper is being used for the copper ingots. And then the way that's all going to work in game is we have some copper nodes here. There's pure node there, pure node there, pure node there. And there's a normal node there and a normal node there. So those will all be used in the copper processing facility, with the water coming from here, which that facility is going to be somewhere here. And I'm going to think about like style designs and stuff a little bit in between. I really only ran numbers for today's stream. Iron is everywhere. But the way that we're going to run processing, we're going to use the entire biome. So we're going to have all of the processing up here in this top right corner, because there's water here for sulfuric acid and all of the other stuff that uses water. The quartz is up here. the nitrogen is up here as well. It's over here. So we're going to have everything processing in this top corner in like a huge building for nothing but smelting. And then in between the copper facility, which is going all the way over there, which I can't even ping from here, and the rest of the processing, we're going to have a couple of different factories for, like, one for all the crystal oscillator stuff, one for all of, like, the bauxite, nitric acid, all of that kind of stuff. We're going to have another one for the pressure conversion cubes and all of the other stuff. And then last but not least, we're going to have something that I'm going to try to make look like a Roman Colosseum, housing all of our particle accelerators, which is going to be making our nuclear pasta. And then we're going to have a drone taking that from the Dune Desert all the way back home to our base. So that's kind of the general overview of what we're going to do in the coming streams in the future and everything like that. So the last thing I'm going to do today is figure out how I'm going to get my train up here, where I'm going to put my train stations once they are up here, and actually get some bins and stuff sorted and do everything that I need to in that regard. So for the YouTube side of things, that is going to be all for today. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, da svidania, wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves all a wonderful day. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This video is in the bag, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later, y'all.